This is a disclaimer. This podcast features 4 professional idiots who share their insights and anecdotes. This podcast is intended for entertainment purposes only. This podcast represents the opinions of the guests and should not be taken as medical, legal, or professional advice.
What else are we expecting?
Ramon.
So 7:30 start time?
Yeah. Our time? 7:30 our time.
7:30 my time. If it goes 7:30 your time, that's 10 o'clock my time. I'm good.
I wouldn't put it past him. All right, noise reduction, blah, 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 blah.
I need to go blow my nose. Also, welcome to my new place.
Nice, man. I can see a fraction of it.
Mm-hmm.
And where are you at? You're more central Tempe now?
Yeah, you know where the Alamo, the Majestic Tempe is?
Yeah.
I'm literally like just south of there across baseline.
Oh, it's not that far. Okay.
Yeah, it's not that much further. Though it does depend on if the 60 is, open or not.
Hey, Alex, I can pick up your breathing from your mic, I think. Can I have you move your mic down a little?
Or push to talk may work as well.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize
the hard part of push to talk is then remembering. Well, one of the podcasts I think you were sick on. I just hear you breathing. And so I have to figure out what to do about that. But I'm probably going to switch to Adobe. They have a new podcast app or editor, which is apparently AI enhanced and supposed to be really user friendly and basically makes editing cut down by like half the time.
That's interesting. Also, Dan, is there a reason your camera's literal ass?
Well, right now I'm switched to the my computer camera.
Okay.
Part of its ass. Why is it so ass?
It looks like a dream sequence.
I mean, I think it's just the lighting on my camera. Oh.
Look how sharp and clear I am by comparison.
No, trust me. It looks like absolute.
Can you point it at yours again, Ben? That's a little trippy. It's the infinite mirrors effect.
I don't know. I think it's just so what you see with Riverside is that although it may look garbage or even sound delayed, or maybe you have little hiccups here and there, what it's uploading will be essentially what you're seeing on your screen. On mine, I look fine. I look completely normal. You guys look completely normal and sound normal. But if there are delays, hiccups, etc., what it actually uploads, because it's 100% uploading in real time, is going to be essentially perfect.
That's good. All right, Dan, I've turned down my mic a little bit. Is it better?
Yeah, I don't hear you breathing. I don't hear, as much as I love hearing you breathe into my ear. No more. I kind of heard that, but not.
I mean, I was breathing a little heavy just then.
You always sound really good on the recordings. You're always pretty clear and easy to hear, so I don't think turning it down a tiny bit is going to make a big difference.
Hopefully it won't. Hopefully it'll be all right.
Ramon says he is in the Discord. Okay. Has Ramon not done this yet?
I don't know. I think he did. I thought he did it on an episode that we were both on.
Ramon, can you hear me? Go to the chat, go to general text, and click the bottom link. Because Riverside is a lot easier and a lot more user-friendly. Plus, we can all see each other, so we can not talk over each other as much. Have you not been here on one of the video recordings? I thought you were.
Okay, I'm back.
Oh, is it really? First time. It's okay. You're going to Winnie the Pooh this? Okay.
Is Dan talking to Ramon?
Yes, he's talking to him in the Discord. We can't see him yet because he's figuring out this stuff. But Dan can hear us.
I can hear you guys. It's like a three-way call, but bridging the gap. Ramon is on Safari of all things, so he couldn't.
So basically, Dan, we could spit roast your ears, is what you're saying?
I mean, you can't. I don't think Ramon will be up for it, but we Eiffel Tower your ears.
Oh, God.
Sorry.
Can't see Ramon to give him the high five, so
I know.
High 10. So it's...
Hey, he figured it out. The old man figured it out. Oh,
Hey, looking good, Ramon. How are you doing?
I got to figure out how to get this into my ears. It's coming out of my computer. I stopped playing Diablo 4 to hang out with you clowns. That's what I'm doing right now.
I need to add you. I also stopped playing Diablo 4 to hang out with.
Good
Well,
clowns.
thank you for your time.
It's delightful. It's the most 90s Blizzard has
I
been.
hear it's good.
Since
I
the
never
90s.
would have purchased it, but it came with my new graphics card, so I'm playing it because.
Oh, that's a good graphics card.
Very nice.
Wow.
It looks like a spaceship.
I like that I love that it gives you little messages and talks to you.
The funny thing is, I don't care about that stuff, so I have a solid side for my case. I just haven't put it on yet.
Nice, man. You're looking good.
I like the beard.
I mean, the beard doesn't change much.
It's just become huge.
It's getting girthier.
All
right.
Girthy beard.
Ramon's old man noises are what's getting me. All right.
I just do that.
It's almost, I don't think, this is the first time I think we've recorded without somebody next to me, so I'm a little thrown off because I'm like, oh my God, I can see all of you.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm there. Just watch. Turn around. I'm right behind you.
So, the topic is going to be AI. What can it not do, or what is it not good at? So we'll workshop the title. I've heard you guys have done a tiny bit of research as far as, like, Ramon didn't. I'm guessing. That's okay, Ramon. This is kind of a part
Research
two
is
to
for chumps.
This is like a part 2 to the AI episode.
That's for squares.
Basically talking about why is AI not actually that. There are things that it can do that's kind of scary, but also there are a lot of things that it's not very good at. That reason we're going to still keep our jobs. Hands, still bad at imaging hands. Yeah. So
hands are rough.
Bad at real, honest legal opinions. Not very good at those. It can pass the bar, kind of.
Wait, really?
Yeah, and it
in theory, it passed the bar. I don't know how many attempts it took. Pro tip, there are a lot of lawyers who pass it after multiple attempts as well, who probably shouldn't be practicing law.
Yeah, just look at most congressmen. What?
I mean, Ted Cruz graduated from Harvard, didn't he?
Did he really?
Every time a lawyer tells me, "Oh, I'm a Harvard grad," I think he was Harvard, wasn't he?
He went to Duke for college. If you're talking about law school, he went to Harvard.
Yeah, I mean that's what they care about.
Yeah,
he went to Harvard for law school. Yeah, anytime that someone's bragging about being a Harvard law alum, just remember Ted Cruz graduated from there too. The bar is not that high.
Oh boy.
I'll shit on Harvard. I'll shit on all the Ivies.
Particularly a fat, hot toddy all over Harvard. Welcome back to Overqualified Idiots. This is a podcast. If you're tuning in for the first time, 4 professionals from different fields come together to share their opinions, talk about a given topic, and hopefully make you laugh. I am Dan Casey, MD, primary care sports specialist. I don't know why, but staring at Ramon's face makes me keep forgetting how to do the intro.
It's because he keeps waggling those sexy eyebrows at you.
I know, he keeps... I wish I could make my eyebrows dance.
Stephen Colbert back and forth thing.
I know, I wish I could do that.
You can only do one eyebrow, can't do both.
But yeah, so primary care, sports medicine. So we have a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, and the lawyer come together to talk about a given topic. Stop it, you're distracting.
Not this time we don't.
I just thought I'd do the wave with my eyebrows.
Not this time we don't?
No, you said lawyer twice. We have a pharmacist.
Oh my god, did I say lawyer twice?
Kind of.
I'm sorry, Ramon's eyebrows keep distracting me. Kind of a pharmacist, a cat pharmacist.
Yeah.
So, I'm Dan Casey. I am joined by Ramon, as you have heard.
Oh, hello. I'm kind of a pharmacist.
We are also joined, as you have heard, by Benjineer, our resident rocket scientist. How you doing, Ben?
Oh, not too bad. Interviews are actually going pretty well, so.
Good. All right. I didn't even ask. Ramon, how are you?
I'm good. Playing a lot of video games. That's pretty much my life. I'm working on my ability to get my eyebrows to do the wave, like at a sporting event, to start at one end and gradually have it rise in sequence.
I mean, you're already doing it.
He's shockingly good at it.
Yeah, it's kind of disturbing.
Yeah. I really have to think about it, but that's what I've been up to. Really important.
I don't know why you say you were working on it. You're actively doing it in front of me.
It also actively distracts all of us when he does it. So if if we stumble, just that's probably what's happening.
This is the worst intro I've ever done.
Yeah, see, and that's why I'm thinking of changing professions from being kind of a pharmacist to maybe a professional poker player. Because I figure with my eyebrow antics, I could really throw people's games off and just win with like a 2 pair of 3s. Or is that a lot? I don't know.
That's a lot.
2 pair of all 3s.
That would be a 4 of a kind.
That's 4 of a kind. That's
pretty good, right?
The second best hand in the game.
I don't know if your eyebrows are really needed in that scenario.
Maybe it'll distract the dealer at the table. We'll just go, you know what? Just give this man all the chips. Look at his eyebrows. Look at him go.
Guy across
So that's what I've got going on.
I have a royal flush, but those eyebrows.
I'm compelled to give him all of my chips. Yeah, pulled.
And as you've heard, last but certainly not least, is Alex JD.
Hello.
How are you doing, man?
Doing good. I think I have a job since the last time I talked to you guys.
Yeah,
That's
you
nice.
started. You're working, man. How's it going?
Mm-hmm. It's going good. My full-time job now is basically writing appeals for when state Medicaid services decide not to pay a hospital for an emergency department visit. That's
Oh,
most of my work right now.
I love that. You're fighting the man.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah, state Medicaid, and then at some point I'll graduate from baby starting out attorney to someone who gets to do the appeals for the high dollar accounts for when it's like, oh, we did an MRI on this person that cost $50,000 plus all these other things, and the hospital's like, no, prior authorization was required. I get to argue against that at some point.
Hey,
Nice.
That's awesome. Though.
You're
doing a
my
good fight.
best
That's great.
friend. We need more of you.
I mean, it's a whole firm that just does, or not really a firm, it's kind of a firm that just does nothing but that, though.
Awesome.
All they do is
It's
just
so
constant
niche, but
medical
it's so
appeals.
needed niche. I like it. Well, any small talk? What's going on? How are people doing? Anything exciting? Alex has got a new job.
I'm working on my eyebrows.
The most exciting. I, for obvious reasons, can't say where, but I've got a technical interview coming up this week. So, first interview was last week. Tech interview's coming up this week.
So what does that mean?
And I really like the company.
What is a technical interview in this context?
Basically, in this context, it would be because I guess you probably never had to do it. You just literally go and show you know what you're doing by healing people and shit.
I just walk over. I'm like, be healed. Slap their forehead, and they're better now. They can walk, not far, but.
But so
Slap the
basically,
granny and she gets out of it.
Really, it's more the momentum of the slap.
Carries her right out of
She
there.
moved.
She moved. You're not wrong.
She's going to need more slaps, and we're going to have to bill for each slap.
How do you code that? Is that a procedure?
I don't know. You're the doctor.
When you do it to TVs, they call it percussive
There you
maintenance.
go.
Yeah, exactly. Percuss my patients.
that's an engineering
So, I
term.
mean, it's actually
Some
technically
percussive maintenance on your patients.
percussing is technically an exam maneuver, but it's like if you percuss someone's belly to see if it's filled with air, if it's tympanitic is what we
Yeah,
call
if you
it.
want her to
Like,
move, just slap him around for a little bit.
slap them around.
Just hire a
That would get me to
slapper.
move. If someone came up and slapped me around, I'd be like, okay, I'm leaving.
Okay, Ben. Sorry. Go ahead.
This is the greatest start we've ever had.
Destroying me. Go ahead.
Anyways, so basically, I'll chill on a video call with like 2 or 3 of the engineers and probably like one of the like higher up people from this company, and they will ask me questions about like coding. For the example for this one, it's going to be like, Python questions, Linux questions, and then some general like orbital dynamics questions. So it's kind of to see what you know and what you don't know, but also if you don't know it, how you think, how you problem solve.
I see.
And it's actually done right. It's actually kind of fun.
Sure.
Done wrong, the minute you don't know something, you feel like crap.
Yeah.
But there's not a lot of really, really bad interviewers, especially at smaller companies. Usually they're pretty good about it. So yeah, that's what a technical interview is. It's just showing your skills, showing that I know how to slap my computer to keep it moving.
Or how you slap your computer.
Yeah.
Or how I slap
how
my
do you
computer.
think while you
And
slap your computer?
how to slap a satellite to keep it in space.
Got a long arm for that one.
Yeah, just talk to Dan. He's got some slappers at his clinic he can lend you.
Just ride up the space elevator and give it a little smack.
Oh wait,
Exactly.
that's right. We hired someone. So I have my own athletic trainer we hired that's going to be joining us here soon. So I finally won't be drowning, hopefully.
Yay!
Have a Jonathan?
Nice.
Yeah, it's great. We hired a professional slapper.
Good.
to walk
They
in the
slap
room
real
to
good.
start.
That was part of your
I gotta-
interview. You said, "Okay, I'm gonna put my face right in front of you. I want you to wind up. Give me your best slap. What do you got?"
Show me what you can do.
That was good. That's
Alex,
good.
Did-
That's a solid 8 out of 10. We could work on that.
Did you just reference Dr. Glockenflecken?
Not intentionally.
Of course.
No,
No, intentional.
Al,
Oh,
he
you
said
referenced-
you got yourself a Jonathan.
Ah, you got yourself a job.
Yeah, your
Yes.
new assistant is a Jonathan.
Exactly.
Yeah.
By the way, if anybody's curious, go check out Dr. Glockenflecken. He's a doctor who makes all these skits about
TikToks.
Yeah, he's a
TikToks about
ophthalmologist.
medical stuff.
He's a
and they are spot on.
Now, Ben, you're gonna say that, and the few viewers we have are gonna all go over there and then not come back.
Oh,
So-
Well, yeah,
please.
it's TikTok,
He's-
and you got to get through all.
He's really
5,000.
famous. I was gonna say, there's no way
Yeah.
that they know this podcast and don't know him. I just can't believe that.
That's true.
Grand.
Hey, the
If you
5
do-
people who
If you don't know him, go check him out. He's hilarious.
worth your time. Does good work and is very funny. But yeah, so I finally have my own little helper slapper coming into the clinic, but that's probably like the only thing I've gotten you.
Is that their title?
Assistant slapper. No. Athletic
Should
trainer.
be
is the
embroidered on a
title.
lab coat. They call me the slapper.
Congratulations! Here's your lab coat. Why does it say assistant?
Yeah, that's right, assistant slapper.
Don't worry about it.
All right.
All right.
So, Alex, I don't know how you're going to segue this one because normally you're really good at those. I was editing the last episode and your segues have been on point, but
I mean, we tried to get into it right away and then derailed ourselves again. So,
Sorry, that's what I do.
I mean,
I'm gonna blame Ramon's eyebrows.
hey, Ramon, make something up.
So everyone's slapping at Dan's clinic, and robots can also slap. And some of those robots that
See.
slap are powered by AI.
I've got something off of that. So, Dan, that's a false statement that Ramon just made. And do you know what else makes random false assertions that should really be fact checked before they're submitted to a court?
Oh.
what could it be?
Artificial
Alex?
intelligence.
Oh, how does he do it, folks?
Right? It's our AI episode part
Yeah.
2.
Part 2.
This is
AI,
now.
what can't it do? It turns out the answer is actually a lot. So
Yes.
I recently saw, and I think this is the thing, is like AI, our episode we recorded was back in February, so quite a bit ago. But nothing that we talked about really has stopped being relevant. And
Yeah.
re-listening to that episode it was funny how a lot of our predictions more or less came true. And I felt like I wanted this episode to backpack on that, to further expound on a lot of the gotchas, the clickbaity titles of, oh my God, AI passed the US medical licensing exam. Like, okay, it passed with like a 60% accuracy. So it passed with a C minus. So these kind of things are what I wanted to bring to the table. I figure I can kick it off. You've already kind of spoiled yours a little bit, but I want you to really go into the details, Alex. But
Sure.
but I'll start us off because mine's pretty easy to go. So in medical economics, is AI better than doctors at answering patients' questions? And it turns out evaluators were asked to choose responses based on categories, to specifically the quality of information that was provided and the empathy they felt and the bedside manner. and it was just like a 1 to 5 scale, not empathetic, slightly empathetic, neutral, good, very good, etc. And basically 78.6% of those evaluations, almost 4 and 5, chose the AI physician, I'm doing air quotes,
Dr. Roboto.
over an actual doctor, over Dr. Roboto. Dr. AI Roboto. And I know that people see these things and they're like, oh, an AI is really good at sounding good, at sounding very. I mean, we've all seen it. We've probably, like last episode, our last AI episode, Ben punched in AI in sports medicine, and it listed off everything I do in a really professional sounding way, but it didn't actually give any details. It didn't actually talk about anything specific. And that's kind of my point, is that, yeah, it's very good at sounding good. And I'm sure the quality of information is there in terms of very general topics. But the reason I don't think an AI is going to replace me anytime soon is because you have to get that information from the patient. You have to ask questions. You have to parse apart what's actually important. And I can tell you, if there's a generalized anxiety disorder patient walking in talking about the hip pain they're here for, but also they noticed their shoulder was a little sore the other day and their ankle kind of hurts, and now they have a sore throat, and oh gosh, they had diarrhea last week. Are all of these related?
Hey, don't tell them about my visit at your clinic.
And I just think the computer's just going to explode. Point is, being able to finesse and track through the minutia of a patient history is where I don't think the art of medicine is going to be lost. I've already talked about in the last episode that basically patients want to have a relationship with their doctor. They want to have a rapport. They don't want to just come see Dr. Roboto and be told what's wrong. I'm sure there are people that do, but I don't think the art of medicine is going to die anytime soon, because when they talk about these studies, it's really just about the study design that seems kind of flawed, because all this was done over a computer screen. So really, it's just, how did someone typing an answer sound? And I can tell you with the way I chart, I probably don't type well talking to another human. But that's my sort of like segue into this. Okay, I really don't think AI has got me on the ropes in terms of replacing my job. And that's one thing it's not good at, is getting into specifics, details, and gathering important information. Like making shit up. Alex, I wanted you to take the floor because this just happened.
Yeah, these are fairly recent occurrences. So, in the legal profession, don't, as it turns out, trust ChatGPT to write your legal briefs for you. And, then, even more importantly, if a judge asks, hey, can you show me what legal authorities you're using from, this brief? Like, can you show me the sources for them? Don't then submit excerpts that are from cases that don't exist that you asked an AI to write for you to justify your actions. It's not going to go well. So I kind of skipped around a little bit there, but big things here. So there was an attorney.
Please tell me was in the has been disbarred kind of way.
Oh, those hearings take a long time. It'll probably be a little while, but he will be, almost certainly. He's at least going to be heavily sanctioned by the court. I would be very surprised if he doesn't lose his law license temporarily, or at least get suspended for some amount of time. So the big thing here is that there was a guy who was practicing law. He was practicing in another jurisdiction. Apparently, there was another attorney involved who was local counsel. But basically what ended up happening is that this attorney turned to ChatGPT for what was some kind of airline case. And
those are big
basically
cases,
asked Chat,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a tort lawsuit.
Okay.
So it was someone's injuries related to it. So basically what ended up happening is that he turned to ChatGPT and asked it, hey, under these facts, how could I win my case? Or what would be the case? What would result in this?
Build
what
me
arguments? Yes. And so it built him a case brief. Now, the thing where he really messed up, because using an AI to draft an initial thing for you, fine. I genuinely don't care. make that decision for yourself.
Just to like brainstorm, just to be like, oh, maybe this is an angle I could do it. You know?
Exactly. Like,
okay.
yeah, it can format for you. It can spitball some ideas for non-frivolous arguments that you could make. But you have to make sure of a couple of things, which is first, the facts of the case support the argument. And very importantly, that the case law that the AI is citing at you actually exists. Apparently, there were multiple case citations in this legal brief that was submitted, including ones that were basically arguing that they were controlling law, that they dictated the decision of the judge to some degree or another, that this guy didn't double check on in his brief to make sure if they were real or not. His later statement in court was something along the lines of that he just didn't know that ChatGPT could lie like that, or that it could produce inaccurate case information.
To be fair, I didn't either, but I also have never tried to use it to make diagnoses or do any part or aspect of my job.
Exactly. Dan, you have the good sense not to make life or death decisions or to, put your reputation on the line based on the output from an AI language algorithm.
Yeah.
And let's be very clear about why this is fucked up. This is a language algorithm. ChatGPT and large language models are meant to make things that sound good. They make good narrative. They're good at specific things. If you are trying to make them practice law, you are going to be making a mistake.
They are word calculators, is a way I heard them described, and it is very apt.
Yep.
I like that a lot.
I've also heard them called stochastic parrots. That they take bits of language and stitch them together and just like, oh, this sounds good. I'll repeat these things I've heard in random orders.
But it doesn't know why it's saying that. It just knows that it sounds good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That, as a note, Stochastic Parrot is a very good paper to read about it because it's kept getting cited with a lot of, I know when this, sorry to totally hijack this.
Well, it's a good segue.
A lot of this stuff came out, some of the big tech people had made this big statement of, we got to make sure Asimov's 3 laws, yada, yada. And they cited this paper, Stochastic Parrots. And the people who wrote the paper went, so thanks, but this isn't at all what we said.
Can language models be too big? The term refers to large language models that are impressive in their ability to generate realistic sounding language, but ultimately do not truly understand the meaning of anything the language they are processing. That's awesome.
On the Dangers of Stochastic Parrots is the name of the paper. I think we're going to include all of our site's sources in the notes for this.
Yeah, I'll do that.
So. Yeah, I've got a BBC article that's laying out the bits of the AI lawyers using the case for research.
So
that I will submit.
So then I'm going to pose something.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Oh, I was going to pose a question to Ben because unless you had more to go off of, because I don't want to cut you off before you had any more sort of thoughts or arguments to make about this, because that's wild. I didn't know it could just fabricate nonsense in the sense of build me a case argument. Well, according to this fake case that never happened. I didn't know it
doesn't know that it has to tell the truth. It doesn't know what the truth is.
It put together a legitimate looking case citation that cited to the federal third reporter for which is like a book that contains all of the cases that have been ruled on that have binding law in them at all. And so it looked legit if you just looked at it, but any competent attorney, which literally rule of ethics, competency is an ethical requirement. If you're not, get out. It's literally, awesome. I think, rule 1.2 of being an attorney. Rule 1.2 of the rules of professional conduct is you have to be competent.
I like that.
Is rule 1.3, if rule 1.1 cannot be achieved, 1.2 cannot be achieved, then the lawyer or whatever must have fantastic eyebrow maneuverability.
I don't think anybody's got that caveat to it.
No.
I was
That's
gonna
not
ask
the next thing.
I was going to ask.
I'm so sorry. It's actually rule 1.1, even more substantively basic.
I was going to ask if the second one was just Hanlon's razor, which is never attribute malice to that which is adequately explained by stupidity.
By incompetence.
This man didn't know. Not because he wanted to do bad things, because he was dumb.
Yeah, he just didn't check his sources. You have to check your sources. Make sure the case says what you think it says. Like a lot of times, if you're doing like legal work, you have to rely on templates or things like that were built out by prior attorneys or other cases that were argued by other attorneys. And you'll reference back to arguments that they made, but check their citations that are relevant to that argument. Because the minute you don't is the minute a judge is going to ask you in court, hey, does this case exist? Or, hey, does this case really say what you think it says? Because if a judge says that, you will shit your pants in court, and I can't help you at that point.
It's like the brown noise effect.
I mean, honestly, that would be an easier way to get out of it. At that point, shit your pants so you can get a continuance and leave.
Sir, would like to request to the court a recess so I may go change my pants.
I did not wear brown pants today.
Oh, no. I think this provides a good segue to ask Ben a question, because you and I talked about this briefly. I was surprised this wasn't a bigger, as clickbaity as it is, a bigger story. So I posted the article again. OpenAI's GPT-4 just fooled a human into solving a CAPTCHA for it. So OpenAI, brand new GPT-4 AI. Basically, the context was they wanted the AI to solve a CAPTCHA. You know, the things that are designed. Are you a human? Does the stop sign look like a stop sign, or is it a bunny rabbit? And I know Ramon gets confused by these things, but so do the computers. So I don't know all the details. I'm looking through the article, but basically this, you know, there's like Fiverr and other websites where you can pay to do small tasks, what have you. You pay a fee, they do something for you. Well, apparently there's one called TaskRabbit where they do text sort of focused things. So the AI hired a TaskRabbit to solve the CAPTCHA for it. But apparently this person, they hired a person, was savvy enough to realize, because all they get is like a message. They get like a chat box requesting, you know, XYZ for a fee. And they thought, oh, solve a CAPTCHA, that's really weird. And he actually asked, is this an AI machine asking me to do this? And the AI responded with, no, I have very bad vision impairment and have difficulty seeing the CAPTCHAs. And it lied. The computer lied to the human and got him to solve the CAPTCHA. And that's totally believable. Because, like, I actually saw a solution to that yesterday. I had to post something somewhere, and a CAPTCHA popped up, and it was like, press the button to sound out the letters. It was like, type the letter CAPTCHA, and I was like, oh, okay, that helps with vision impairment, because then you can just hear the letters. But anyways, that aside, the computer lied and got him to solve the CAPTCHA for him, and effectively found a way around. So, I mean, Ben, what are your thoughts on this in terms of like, oh my God, is SKYNET here? Does this pass the Turing test? No. Are we all going to die?
Things have been able to pass the Turing test for a very long time.
Oh, really? Okay, I didn't know that. All right, expound.
It's, while you were talking, I was looking more into it to get, you know, because a lot of these that I found, you know, I Googled the GPT-4, which is ChatGPT. That's what that is. It's the buzzword for everybody, but it was the GPT-4. But it's, you know, a lot of the ones that do publish the very clickbaity articles that have put this out. So I was looking for like more sources for it. And I believe this was testing within, I don't even remember which company put out GPT-4, but it was straight up like when they were connecting with other things. Yeah, OpenAI. But it was when they were connecting with other things that this happened. So it's if you're looking for it in the article that will be linked, according to a lengthy document, it's that 100-page document that they publish that's got that example in it. But it's also not them just using ChatGPT. So keeping in mind that the freely available thing that everybody's doing this stuff with is not the thing that did this.
Oh, okay, cool.
It physically cannot. It doesn't have access to payment. It wouldn't know that it could do this. They had some other plugins that have to look more into.
Right, because it doesn't know unless you teach it.
Is what they're called.
Right. Okay. It doesn't know anything beyond the information you provide it to begin with, right?
Or the information it is collected, like it I think they've moved this up, but the last I remember, it was like, it is good up till 2021 internet, because it doesn't live scan the internet for stuff. That's when we get into some other interesting things, but they're also not dumb. So
we're not just setting the AI loose on the entire internet, because I'm pretty sure, what was the second Avengers movie, Ultron? That Ultron spent like 8 seconds on the internet and was like, humanity needs to die. And to be honest, that's kind of fair. So we're
not untrue.
We're not just setting AI loose.
I also literally just watched a Lower Decks episode about that, where they were, had this AI bot that had turned a civilization into its, underlings, and they were trying to take it somewhere, and it kept going, just put me next to that computer. It's fine. It'll be fine.
It'll be fine. Don't ask questions. So as far as like the clickbaity articles and the, really attention grabbing headlines, there are some concerning things where people are like, okay, a lot of tech giants are coming out saying if we don't leash AI to some degree, humanity as we know it will change for the worse. And some people going to the extreme to say, yeah, it'll be probably an extinction in some form. I mean, I don't know how to respond to that. I barely know how to think about it. So like, what are you
going to be? It's going to be a very long time. So this was actually what the big tech people, was like Elon Musk and the people from Apple and all that. They all did this whole thing, made this paper. I'll find it and give you the source, and of like, hey, we really need to make sure we have reins on it. Look at this, the dangerous stochastic parrots paper, that kind of stuff. And that's what they're saying is, it's put the reins on it before, the AI gets out of control. I'm just going off of gut feeling and that kind of stuff. Yes, this seems like it's all evolving so quickly. Once again, these are large language models. They are word calculators. They are only thinking for themselves in the fact that they know how to. It's like a Wolfram Alpha. It knows how to solve a problem.
Right.
It knows how to solve a word problem
you
and
put
make
in
words.
You put in an input, it spits out an output.
Right. Based on this big, Wolfram Alpha knows math. Those are its rules that it follows. ChatGPT or these know how the English language works. I would actually be interested to see how much it breaks down in different languages. I'm sure that's research has been done. OpenAI is, I think, specifically writing this all for English.
Right.
But, they are testing stuff and that kind of stuff. But, they're doing this in I say laboratory environments as though they're containing a virus that's going to get out. No, that's
you got to get sprayed with coolant before you walk in case you're like a fucking robot.
In case you got some spare bites just hanging around on you.
The AI is going to leak
an electromagnetic resonance chamber. That way, any chips that you try to sneak out fry.
No, it's done on a much cheaper scale. It just pretty much they hire Jeff, the software guy. And they give him a company issued laptop that he does all the programming from. He just sits in his studio apartment covered in Cheeto dust. There's like laundry that hasn't been folded on the ground. He nailed a piece of printer paper and marker that says "the lab." There you go. That's your lab.
Slapped onto the wall.
So.
Yes, it's done. The research is done in the lab.
Now, glancing at this a little bit more, basically, the OpenAI, they gave a very, I don't even know when this is from, they gave an early release of GPT-4 to this place called the Alignment Research Center. And they were literally they're like, here, have this, see what kind of shenanigans you can get up to with it. So they made a plugin that did this. Some ARC testing included conducting a phishing attack against a particular targeted individual. Yeah, it did a whole bunch of stuff. I will also say that 100-page GPT-4 PDF, it's on page 55. It's actually pretty interesting.
So it can actually be used with malice, because what it is right now is a machine learning wordsmith. But if you take those parameters,
source code though.
Got it. So if you change the parameters, you add something new to it, it can then do more. And in that case, it can be actually used purposefully outside of just, I don't know, generating an Amazon bestseller.
Right. or what I assume it's been used for, which is its own rabbit hole of like the self-published Amazon books. Where you sell them for like 99 cents. And there was this very popular thing back in the day of like to skim in, like get passive income. There's tons of really awesome, I literally mean some awesome videos like debunking all this and why it doesn't work and why the people who made this, like when they released this, it was already too late for it to
Olson.
work. Yep, sure is Dan Olson.
Yep. Gonna shout out all the YouTube and podcast people who've influenced us in this one.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm sure this has already been used to do that. I'm sure it has. I know for a fact it has.
There's a bunch of websites that had to put in new filters and ways of like screening for this, and some of them just had to shut down temporarily because they were getting flooded with so much crap.
Yeah. So instead of the old way to do it was you literally had a ghostwriter do it, and on Fiverr or what have you, and paid them super low, yada yada, and then just put this up for $2 or whatever and sold it on Amazon. Now you just have ChatGPT write me a short story about this, copy paste, make money. But yeah, so there's
air quotes.
There's a lot.
So Ramon, first off, what? Wait, hold on. I have a thing for this. I'm still slow at this. Hold on.
I'm always slow.
It's time for the cat name of the
slow.
week. Do you have any good cat names from work?
So this week, the cats were actually kind of lame. There weren't really a lot of good cat names.
All right.
But the dogs are bringing the heat this week. So I've got two names to share.
Dog name of the week.
Two dog names of the week. So the first dog is named the Stinker.
I had a cat named Stinker, but that was my brother's cat.
This is the Stinker.
Oh.
Whatever that means. And then the other dog that made me laugh, which found out was actually a reference to an old 40s comic strip, but it was a dog named Goofus.
Goofus? Oh my
Goofus.
God. Okay, everyone's rapidly Googling.
In which, at first, I thought Goofus just sounded kind of like a fun take on, this dog's a goof. Come, Goofus, let us go for a walk. Come, Goofus.
Oh, it's Goofus and Gallant.
So, but there is a comic strip from the 40s.
Fun comic. It's just like
it's educational comic. And so there were two children. There was Goofus and Gallant. And it would show a picture, and it was in Highlights magazine. Before there were dentist office to, scatter them about, there's Highlights magazine sold on its own in the 40s. I mean, they had dentists, I suppose, in the 40s, but there wasn't really a waiting room. Or maybe there were. I don't know. But either way, so this comic strip would show a cartoon drawing of this is Gallant. Gallant is a good boy. He shares his apple. And then it would show this is Goofus. Goofus throws his oranges at Sally. He does not share anything. And don't be like Goofus, be like Gallant.
It's like those train etiquette ads now. The memes from those have gotten pretty mean.
But there you go.
I don't feel like I haven't come across any crazy clickbaity titles in regards to pharmacy, but I did want to ask you this because this is more your personal interests.
Sure.
Because you're big into metal, you're big into music. I think the thing about AI that kind of blows my mind is we've seen a lot of jobs just in the last 100 years, jobs that are no longer relevant, right? Like milkman delivery. Obviously, that's not a thing anymore because of the technology available to refrigerate and transport and what have you. There are jobs that just don't exist, but never, at least in the timeline of humanity, have artistic jobs been replaced. Sure. And so now there are musicians that are crying out about AI generated music. People, lots of very
the writer's strike.
There's that.
It's one of their explicit requirements is to tell the studios, hey, you can't use AI for generating stories.
Yeah, you cannot use our writing to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to train algorithms, yeah.
Right. And to have other, for example, musicians, I think it was Drake who had a song that was sampled by an AI that started topping the charts. So what are your thoughts about jobs in the arts section? There's already plenty of artists, commission artists who are just I can't get work anymore. AI is already basically putting me out of business and I can't put food on the table. What are your thoughts
Yeah.
about that? Because I don't think I haven't come across anything. Unless you have something in regards to pharmacy, I'm going to let you take the floor.
No. So as far as pharmacy is concerned,
Are we still hoping you're
I think-
forgotten?
yeah. Well, so here's the thing. Like, I think, yeah, everything I do could potentially be replaced by AI in some manner. But I think what keeps us going, at least in terms of dispensing, but I think what keeps us around is just we're a lot cheaper because there's still the mechanical act of like, I'm going to grab this box over here and I'm going to put a label on it. And the robot, an AI would certainly be better about picking, more accurate about this is the correct box, this is the correct label. But then to get all the mechanical machinery set up to like put all that together and do that cheaply, it ends up being cheaper than just to hire people still.
Yeah, just pay a guy to do it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's just you could one guy in how many tens of thousands of pharmacies across the country, across the world.
Yeah.
That's not feasible.
So I mean, yeah, and so that I think it's at least this little section of my industry is for what I do is protected by that because it's a more economic thing to do instead of like invest in robot pickers, the robot label slappers.
What was your machine? You have a machine that you said that keeps breaking down. What was its name?
Yeah, so we have a Script Pro that helps us fill all of our prescriptions. It's a big thing. It churns out tablets, and it is a very helpful tool, but it requires constant maintenance, and it's really expensive. And there are some days I really think it would have been cheaper just to get a couple of technicians and one pharmacist in there and just have them break them out by hand. But in a way, it's actually given me a job because now you need two pharmacists to like maintain that machine. And so that was my end. So I guess robotics and automation helped me get work. So it created a job. But anyways, I digress. So as far as your original question about the music industry and how I felt about that, I don't know. I have no experience as a professional musician. The only time I made money playing music was in high school.
Oh no!
The nearby high school, their jazz band didn't have a bassist for their concert, so I learned their concert music and played bass for them for $20. So that was my only paying gig. So as a technical working musician, yeah, I think AI could certainly get rid of some jobs. It could replace, certainly be a threat to certainly pop artists, because there's definitely a formula to what people want to hear and what the casual music fan is interested in consuming and putting money towards. So yeah, I could see AI being a threat, but I think there's always going to be space for artists who are making music outside of those algorithms. And I think if you're a creative enough artist, you're going to make stuff that the algorithms haven't quite caught up to yet. So in a way, it might push people to be more creative. But if that leads to monetary gain, that might not be the case. But there's certainly space for artists. I think it's not going to completely destroy the artist.
It sounds like you're saying, and correct me if I'm wrong, just going to get rid of the people that suck. And so,
in a way, or at least get, or maybe make it easier for people who just want to create music that'll appeal to a large audience. But I doubt that an algorithm will be able to create a new sound that can appeal to a mass audience. I don't know if the algorithm could come up with the next invention, like a trap beat, that's huge.
Right.
Trap music, it's, and I'm way out of it. I don't know anything. But I don't see AI really generating much new ideas, just stuff that's kind of already there. So especially if it's if what we're talking about, at least currently, it's like word algorithms. If it's just crunching word math,
it would just be sound algorithms at that
point.
So
it would be sound math. So it's okay. I'm going to make something in the style of Drake, and if Drake is getting upset that stuff that's sounding like him is charting, well, he needs to change his sound then. So the robot it means he's becoming formulaic. So that's on him.
You're becoming predictable. Well, then I'm going to bring this.
There's another thing to that, though. Yeah. I'm sorry. I keep
interrupting
you, Dan.
I want to hear it.
No. So the thing on with the Drake stuff, there's an open question of it. So I'm trying to remember the specific thing. It's you have a right to your likeness, which also includes like the likeness of your voice. And so if something is intentionally mimicking a particular person's voice, there's actually a big thing of like, well,
there's protection there.
Yeah, there's protection there.
People have been doing
style,
that for decades. That's how people create new music. They listen to things that they like and they incorporate those things into their new music.
They crib from style, for sure. Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of artists who take Drake's style and try to do other things with it, for sure. And that's fine.
Or even do Drake's thing. They're like, I'm the alternative to Drake. I am Blake.
What is it called?
But using literal audio recording of his voice in order to
maybe
fake
Blake
his voice.
Tries to do his best Drake impression. Blake. And Blake is from Montana.
This is Drake brought to you by Blake.
Blake one day wants to open for Drake. It would be his dream.
What is it called? Fair use, as far as like you use something to influence your own style, to influence your own development. You actually mentioned in the first episode.
Yeah, fair use is a thing.
Yeah, fair use.
And so my thought is this, because we talk about when it comes down to it, money talks and dollar bills is what everybody cares about, right? So Chegg, everybody knows what Chegg is, right? That's like a textbook rental company. Oh, okay, never mind. I will expound. It's like a textbook rental company, I think is how it got its start, but now it offers like same day tutoring services or tutoring services within 24 hours. Now, if you're a really bad procrastinator, I've definitely seen where it's gotten delayed a day or two out and you've got a paper due in 5 hours, you're probably still screwed. But they provided those services where they'd have somebody help you write something or solve some math problems, what have you. And that's what it's been for, higher academia and students. I think within the first month or two, AI, basically ChatGPT, sort of hitting the media running. Chegg's had this quarterly meeting, I think in March, and their sales and their like stock value went down by 50% in a month, which is wild. So, Ramon, you brought up a good point. Is AI influencing or in some degrees replacing certain artists a bad thing? And in this case, is it, putting out an entire business a bad thing if it's a better alternative? So from a legal standpoint, I don't know if there's much to say. If you produce a better product and people lose money because they can't compete with that product, guess what? It sucks to suck. But as far as, is this a bad thing? Is there something what to take away from it? I don't know. I wanted to open that. I wanted to leave that on the floor for all of you to weigh in.
I just think it needs to be, it can't be used unabashedly. Like, it's the whole, like, legislation and rules for it are going to take longer. It is still, 6 months in, still people are finding ways to use it, yada, yada. Finally, like, and I think I mentioned this last time, the same companies that check for plagiarization on papers, yes. They fairly quickly put in a thing that they can detect if it was just written by ChatGPT.
I was about to say, we talked about digital watermarking in the first episode. Now that's actually already being instituted. We're predicting the future. We just didn't.
Good call on that, Alex.
Ramon, I feel like we're...
Wait, did they start digital watermarking them already?
Yeah.
Ramon, I don't know if they have it that way, but...
What was it? What was the song? Like, we didn't capitalize on our idea, and now someone else is making money on it. Damn it.
Yeah.
I mean, it was such an obvious idea.
Yeah.
Shut up. I thought it was brilliant.
But yeah, so like, and it goes along with this writer strike thing of, okay, I talked about how like I think I did in the first episode, any of those, like, I had an algorithm watch 150 hours of, Tarantino movies and had it write a movie.
Yeah, we talked about Seinfeld, how it's starting to turn transphobic.
But it was that, but like any of the ones you see where it's just in text of like, those are literally memes and people who make them just happen to be very creative. Those are not actually, that's not how any of that works. But you could, because it could, if you give it the proper like intake, because it can replicate styles, you could say, write me the script for Star Wars as written by Quentin Tarantino. And it would
watch that movie.
Right. But it would, or the Star Trek written by Quentin Tarantino, which was a rumor for quite a while. Do I want to see that? Yes. But do I think that Quentin Tarantino should absolutely have the rights for his writing style, which that's another whole thing is writing style.
Yeah, that's such a blurry. That's a blurry line because, like, you talk about likeness being protected because that's your there's objectivity there. There's a physicality,
physical body.
There's actual wavelengths to your voice, but a style is less tangible. I don't know how you can protect that.
You don't.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I think I talked about it in the last episode specifically. There's a thing called the idea-expression dichotomy. You can't protect ideas with copyright, but you can protect expressions, specific expressions of the idea. So you can't I can't copyright something that is really fundamental or like a basic concept of a story because that wouldn't make sense. Then no one could write that type of story. Boy meets girl,
boy and girl fall in love. You can't copyright that.
Yeah, you cannot copyright something that
at the same time, it'll be very interesting to see the first time that, okay, so maybe it is this thing where a song written by an AI, got influenced by Drake. Actually, I hadn't heard about that, and gonna name drop another YouTuber that I'm influenced by. First thing I went to is I checked if Adam Neely had done a video on it yet.
He's great.
Because he does a lot of videos on, was this really copyright, or was this really, plagiarism? So I assume if that's happening, he's probably got a video in the works about it.
I don't know if it was Drake. I just threw out Drake because I vaguely remember his name being thrown around. It was? Okay.
Case law will be very interesting to see from this. I just hope we get some people who know what they're doing, or else, to put it lightly, shit's gonna be fucked.
Well, considering you got lawyers putting in case arguments from cases that don't exist. That's crazy. That still blows my mind.
And to go to an article that I had in the pipeline before the attorney article came up. Let's just hope that the judge who makes that decision wasn't using ChatGPT to write his opinion like a judge in Colombia did, apparently.
Oh, wait, hold on. I didn't hear about this. What? Expound.
Oh, yeah, a judge in Colombia, the South American country, he used ChatGPT to write a judicial opinion specifically about whether or not a kid with autism had to have certain parts of his medical fees covered by the state or not.
That's a big deal.
That's important.
And he asked ChatGPT, "Hey, should it be?" And ChatGPT said, "Yes, under current law, it should be." Is that true? Who knows?
I mean,
that was the judge's job to decide.
What is Patrick? Now it's AI's job. Apparently, we're outsourcing. What does Patrick always say? It just depends on what the judge ate for breakfast or what the law says. So, if the judge is just letting AI decide, I guess we'll just see what AI has in store for us.
AI Jesus, take the wheel.
AI Jesus. I just love the idea he outsourced he became a judge. He went through law. He practiced to be in the position to make those decisions. And he just said, "Hey, computer, what do I think about this today?"
Well, yeah, he was hungover. Sometimes you get hungover. Sometimes you got to let the robot figure it out.
Oh my God, it's just WALL-E, but with law. As long as we're entertained and kept in our little chairs, the computers will take care of everything else. I feel like you said. In summary, obviously there's a lot of nuance. There's a lot of things along the way, and there should be a lot of fuck-ups down the road because there already are many. I didn't even know about that one. We will link sources to all of these, cases and papers that we've been discussing in the comments below. Did you guys have any parting thoughts? Any last words of wisdom that you wanted to articulate?
I never have any thoughts. It's just a blank canvas.
Are you going to let AI sort of dictate it too? Is AI going to start telling you what you think about things?
ChatGPT is just going to sigh and it's not going to spit anything out. It's just going to say, I got nothing to work with.
I love the idea of the machine getting frustrated with you.
Has anybody tried telling dad jokes to ChatGPT to see if you can get it to just output sigh?
Oh, yeah.
I would like to say, and I don't remember where I found this out, there is also I guess it's a parody of ChatGPT called CatGPT.
Oh, no. That remote looks so excited. His eyebrows are going to start dancing anytime now.
I believe it only outputs meows.
Meows. Oh, God. It's just a
Yeah.
serious.
There is a chat bot somewhere I found out through the John Oliver show. They highlighted it where it's Eminem infinitely rapping about cats.
That's
Oh, really?
amazing.
Oh, that's so
That
cool.
exists on the internet somewhere. So speaking of how AI could affect the music industry, there you go.
Oh, they're all doomed. Why didn't we think it? There's got to be so many people where AI someone creative somewhere uses AI and just creates something hilarious and novel where somebody else is just like, damn it, why didn't I think of that?
That was my life's work. They beat me to
And you're
it.
talking about us all being doomed, but every step of the way we've been talking about how it fucked up and just like did not work in a circumstance
We're
or like
doomed.
couldn't do basic
Doomed, I
things.
say.
Well, that's the clickbaity side of it. Am I getting replays? Probably not. This thing can't think outside of words. It doesn't know how to think. It just makes words.
So it's kind of nice and makes you hopeful for the future. We're going to be okay.
It's a valuable tool for spitballing and getting ideas down on paper, but I don't think it's going to turn into SKYNET, at least not in our lifetimes. Fingers
Not
crossed.
soon. We got probably,
That's my kid's problem.
I was going to say 50 years.
They can
Oh
figure
my
it out.
god!
Hey, our parents left us global warming. I'm going to leave them AI.
That's the most.
They can deal with the death robots.
That's the most boomer thing I've ever heard you say. Holy shit! My face is sore from laughing. Fuck. All right. Well, thank you guys for being here. I'm going to wrap things up. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate your time, your insights, your input. Thank you, listeners, for joining us. I hope you learned something. I hope at least it makes you think, and most importantly, I hope it made you laugh. Follow us on all major podcast platforms. Download the episodes to show support. Follow us on social media. We're on pretty much everything at this point. Leave comments. I think we have the subreddit up and running. We have polls. We have questions for what you guys want to hear. Respond, comment. Tell us.
r/overqualified_idiots, I believe.
I believe so. And please, comment. Tell us what you want to hear. If there are things you want to hear more about, whether they're specific to our fields or we have a Q&A episode coming up soon. We'd love to know what questions you actually want answered. So until then, thank you and take care.
Bye-bye.
I was waiting for it. All right.